Jimmy Butler makes millions a year playing in the NBA. But one of the most interesting things he's ever done isn't on the basketball court. What began as a joke between players in the NBA bubble eventually turned into a real business.
See that artwork right there?
I'm Moino Sinde, and this is The Underrated. We share stories that showcase game-changing strategies and moments that shape business, music, sports, and culture as we know it today. Jimmy Butler has built a reputation as one of the toughest competitors in basketball. He's a six-time NBA All-Star, has multiple All-NBA and All-Defensive nods, and has led multiple teams to deep playoff runs. Jimmy has always been a little different from your typical NBA star. Off the court, he's unpredictable and into things you wouldn't even expect. He has a deep love for country music and rocks cowboy fits to interviews. And he's the type of guy to show up to NBA Media Day with a full emo look. He's always looking for ways to make ordinary situations more interesting. That's just who he is. This mindset showed up in a pretty unexpected way during the 2020 NBA bubble. When the pandemic shut down the entire world, the NBA had to continue their season in a controlled environment in Orlando. Players were essentially isolated at the resort for months. The NBA put strict rules on where they could go, and the players had very little to do outside of basketball. The league did a good job managing the games themselves, but the players complained about the small things inside the bubble. One of the things they had issues with was the coffee. So upon Butler hearing this, he decided to bring his own. He packed an espresso machine, a grinder, specialty coffee beans, and once more players started arriving in Orlando, he started making them coffee himself. This wasn't something he was doing for free. He was charging the players and NBA personnel $20 a cup. At first, everyone thought Butler was just messing around, but the situation inside the bubble actually made the idea really interesting. The players were getting about $130 a day in spending money. They had nowhere to go and nothing to spend that money on. Butler realized he didn't need a large number of customers. Pretty soon, players from different teams were stopping by his room before games to grab coffee. Some of them were even texting Butler their orders. He would make the drinks himself and deliver them around the hotel. He was basically running a small coffee shop out of his hotel room. This operation got so serious that he decided to brand it and call it BigFace Coffee. The name BigFace itself was a joke referring to $100 bills. Butler was essentially implying that if someone paid with one, he probably wasn't going to have change to give them back. At the time, this coffee experiment felt like one of those funny stories that come out of the bubble. But once the season ended, Butler actually decided to turn his coffee hustle into a real business. In 2021, he officially launched BigFace Coffee online. He started selling premium coffee beans and merch just to grow the brand. He became obsessed with the process of how the coffee business works. He would go to coffee auctions, which are typically dominated by specialty companies, and spend thousands of dollars on high-end premium beans from El Salvador. Butler also traveled to coffee farms in Costa Rica to learn more about how coffee is actually sourced and produced. He wanted to understand the process from the ground up instead of just putting his name on a brand. This meant seeing how the beans are grown, harvested, and processed before they ever reach a coffee shop. It was part of his way of making sure BigFace wasn't just a celebrity product, but something built around real quality. Instead of him immediately opening up a chain of cafes, the company first focused on building the brand through pop-ups and events. BigFace started appearing at sporting events and temporary locations where fans could actually try the coffee and experience the brand. These events helped build interest before committing to a permanent location. Then in 2024, the company opened its first official BigFace Coffee Cafe in Miami's Design District. It's one of the most upscale retail neighborhoods in the city and sits in the same area where brands like Gucci and Louis Vuitton have their stores. And despite the famous $20 cups from the bubble, the coffee itself is priced much more like a typical specialty coffee shop. Espresso drinks cost just a few dollars, while more premium tastings and coffee flights can reach much higher prices depending on the beans. Jimmy Butler might be best known for what he does on the basketball court, But BigFace Coffee shows us another side of him. Inside the NBA bubble, while most players were just trying to get through the season, Butler saw an opportunity. What started as a $20 cup of coffee in a hotel room eventually turned into a real brand. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe to the channel and share your thoughts down below. We release videos like this every Wednesday on YouTube.